Hello and welcome to Thursdays. I'm taking that big hello exhale because do you know what? And you will know this, that becoming your future self and making mega moves is not always straightforward. And sometimes there are bumps in the road, there are twists and turns, there are obstacles, there are periods of self-doubt, there are mental health challenges, there are life circumstances, there is all of the stuff. So when people say things like, well, I just put it in a spreadsheet and then I made it happen, or I just built a plan and I did this step by step and ta-da, here we are, I either think what they're doing is so easy and in their comfort zone, or they just don't have all the other things that are going on in the world right now. And as ambitious and as focused and as motivated as I am for my goals, and I will say that actually, since becoming a mum nearly 9 years ago, and I say nearly 9 years ago because, nearly 10 years ago actually. So I was pregnant 10 years ago in January. I was one of those people that as soon as I was pregnant, I was like, oh, right, I'm really pregnant. And I was really ill. And anyway, but I didn't actually lose my ambition. I had to change it and reshape it, but I still was very aware of what I wanted to create. And I just knew that I would have to do it in a different way, on a different time scale, get more support, have more patience. And but I haven't been that person who's like, well, I've had kids now, so that's it for me. And I know some people feel like that and some people don't. And also, we all have different challenges at different times as well. Anyway, let's get back to the 5 good things. So this is for you if you had a plan and maybe there's been a fork in the road. Maybe some things happened. Maybe things didn't go to plan. Maybe you've been in a lull for a while and you've got stuck. You've got stuck in those stale thoughts of, is this going to happen? Can I even do this anymore? And you feel like you're going round and round in circles. I've got some really practical things for you today to help you get back on the path. Number 1, if you can apply huge amounts of kindness and compassion, the whole process is going to be easier and more straightforward. The temptation can be to berate ourselves for not doing the thing. You should have done this. This should have happened. You're a piece of whatever. You're always like that. Whatever that really negative, unhelpful voice is in your head, that default setting, if you are not making progress, or if you have almost gone behind, or I don't know, you just don't know what you're doing, that voice will come out if you let it. So you have to catch it quick and say, okay, all right, I'm going to take full responsibility in this moment. Yes, things haven't gone to plan. Maybe I didn't do what I said that I was going to do. Or maybe some circumstances which have been nothing to do with me have delayed this. If you can add kindness and compassion into this process, not only is it going to feel better, your nervous system is going to be more settled, but you're going to feel like you can take a deep breath and move forward. And this is something that I've tried and tested with my kids many times. Those moments when they dysregulate and they're so emotional and they don't know if they want a green cup or a blue cup and everything is like, in that moment. I will always say, do you want a cuddle? Should we have a moment? Should we sit down? Should we hold, or sometimes it's like, do you want to hold hands? Or should we sit on the sofa? And going back to that place of comfort and nurturing and support, dissipates all of the stuff. So I'd love you to start there and see if that works for you. Number 2, there are seasons and reasons in life. And that sense that we are all on a growth trajectory the whole time, we're doing it and we're building and we're elevating and accelerating. For most of us, that is not the truth. Also, I think learning from something like nature is so in its own vibe. It's in its own cycle. And the road that, one of the roads that I walk down all the time is so beautiful. And it's a really quite a busy main road. And it's got huge trees on the outside. And sometimes it's, in the winter, for example, it's totally bare. You can see the sky all the way through. And then, in spring, it changes again. Autumn, it's so beautiful, all of the colors. And then in summer, there's that kind of full blossom moment. This nature cycle is not apologizing for itself. It's not like, oh gosh, if only I was in this season where it was all starting again. It's fully in its own season. And I think that we know when we've come into that lull period, if it's through our own circumstances or not. I know if I'm honest with myself sometimes when I've been avoiding a thing, or I've not been making something priority, or I've been a bit lazy, or I've been kidding myself saying, yeah, I'll do it next week, and then make no plans to do anything about it. I know when I need a kind of, a little nudge in the right direction. I also know through 43 years, how old am I? 42, nearly 43 years on the planet. There are some times in my life where just doing the basic things and putting one foot in front of the other was all I could do. There are reasons and seasons in life. Be kind and compassionate and label it. Notice the season that you've been in and then label the new one and see how you get on. Number 3, nothing is wasted. This is a great reframe. And again, when things have gone wrong or I've had challenges or I've had difficult times, my default setting is to be hard on myself and really take myself down and have that sense of, why are you the only one? I isolate myself. Like, why are you the only one who hasn't sorted out this thing? Why have you done this again? And if I reframe it to nothing is wasted, and actually the highs and the lows and the twists and the turns of life make you who you become, it puts me in a different headspace. So the fact that I have had challenges in life, I know that makes me a better actor. I know that when I do Q&As at the end of my speaking talks, the fact that I've been through stuff, and sometimes when people share things that have happened in their business that they're trying to solve and find a solution towards, the fact that I have maybe been through something similar and have come out the other side means that that experience is not wasted, because now I can help that person move through it and it can become a shared experience. And don't get me wrong, in the moment when you're going through tough times, you're like, oh my gosh, when is this ever going to change or stop or alter? Of course, we're a human being as well. But if we can allow ourselves to step outside and ask those big questions of, what is this trying to teach me? Or what has led me to be in the same situation that I do not want to be in again? What is it about my habits, behaviors, patterns, mindset that is leading me down this path when actually I want to be down this path? What behaviors, patterns, mindset, habits do I need to embody and instill in order to guarantee the path that I want to go down? So I want you to consider what that looks and feels like. And taking responsibility is full-time adulting. And yet, when we are in the shit, we want to not take responsibility. We want to blame and shame all of this stuff on everybody else. But if I can go back to this of fully adulting through this process and saying, what is this requiring of me? Where am I trying to step up? Where am I needed to step up? That's when I find the golden nuggets. Number 4, patience and the power of 1%. If things are happening, or not happening, I want to be like Veruca Salt. It's not fair. I can't believe it. I want it now. Why? I go into that toddler version of myself. I catch it quickly, so it doesn't last that long. But I want the thing now. Of course I do. If I made a plan and if it's not happening quick enough, or if I'm feeling like I'm working hard and it's not happening, it's frustrating. So learning the power of patience and learning the power of 1% is very stabilizing. So sometimes, even though I want to make a huge leap, I have to recognize all of the small pieces that are coming together. Almost as if you were building one of those massive Lego models, you know, when it has 5,000 pieces or something. You only get to have the finished 5,000 piece of Lego extravaganza by putting in all of the tiny pieces. I want you to take a step back and I want you to notice if you are actually putting small pieces in place. Or are you just hoping one day somebody go, oh, look, this bit is ready made. I'll just whack it on the side. Most things happen through little tiny incremental moves. Are you making them? Another moment to be really honest with yourself. Are you doing those things? If you're not, this is your time to begin to move the needle. Finally, if you're stuck, if the stale, I don't know what I'm doing, oh, I was going to do it today, but now I'm not. If you're getting in that lull, you have to connect with your why. And sometimes because it needs doing is not big enough, or because I said I would. I want you to connect with that bigger why. So sometimes what I can do is, for example, if I find myself procrastinating and I'm working from home, I will say something like, what would happen if I was working in an office? I wouldn't be faffing about. I wouldn't be scrolling on Instagram because people would be watching me. People will be looking at me. People would be really noticing how I operated in the world. And that switch can really help me reconnect with that why. Sometimes we have to go bigger than ourselves. What are you here to do? Who are you trying to connect with? What example do you want to show your kids? Who do you want to say, I told you so, and give 2 fingers up to them because they said you couldn't? You have to get emotional with your why. There's no point just saying, because I want to make the world a better place. Great, but that is the umbrella. You need to get into the juicy, gritty, dirty detail of it all so you connect with it emotionally. Because when you connect with something emotionally, that's when you're going to actually do the thing. Because sometimes, or often, it's just too easy not to do the thing and say, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's not that important, or will anybody notice anyway? Yes, they will. And ultimately, whether or not they notice, you will notice. So it's time to make some mega moves. If you want some help and support, I would love to do that. My one-on-one sessions are perfect for this. Equally, send me a message if you're not sure what you need, what you want, and let's make some mega moves. But remember, you can choose. You can decide the next step that you take. And even if you are in a sense of feeling like maybe your life's not your own, or you're doing all of these things, you will have choice in certain areas. So I want you to play around with that choice and think about what that looks and feels like. If you're not following along, please subscribe. On a Thursday, I always talk about your future self. So come on in, check out the past episodes, and I'll see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye.